Hello and welcome to Lunchtime News with me, Madhushka Balasuriya. First, the headlines. A group of Sri Lankan illegal migrants stage a hunger strike in Australia, demanding their release. 15 homes damaged by strong winds in Kahatagas Digiliya. The death toll in twin explosions in Boston, USA rises to 3. The attacks are considered an act of terrorism. And now moving into those stories in more detail. A group of Sri Lankan migrants have commenced a fast in Australia demanding that they be released.
The group of Sri Lankans are those who travelled by boat to Australia illegally and were housed at refugee camps after they were taken into custody. When News First made inquiries from the Sri Lankan High Commission in Australia, it said that the group of migrants had been engaged in the fast for several days. Sri Lankan High Commissioner to Australia, Admiral Tissara Samarasinha, said that they have not been able to meet or hold discussions with the group of Sri Lankan migrants. Samarasinha noted that there is a delay in releasing the group due to security reasons.
Moving on, the government of Saudi Arabia has decided to repatriate the group of Sri Lankans who have been residing under the Sabia Bridge in Jeddah in batches of 25 each day. The Foreign Employment Services Bureau says this decision was arrived at during discussions between officers at the Sri Lankan consulate in Jeddah and Saudi authorities.
Mangala Randeniya, the general manager and media spokesperson of the bureau, said the Saudi authorities had also agreed to permit this group of Sri Lankan workers to continue in their employment until they are repatriated. However, Sri Lankans residing under the Sabia Bridge in Jeddah says that no officials from the Sri Lankan embassy had met or held discussions with them. News First made inquiries regarding this from the First Secretary at the Sri Lankan consulate in Jeddah, MBM Zaruk. He said that they had met with a group of Sri Lankan workers the day before yesterday and held discussions with them until 10 p.m. About 1,200 Sri Lankans who had gone to Saudi Arabia for employment are currently residing under the Sabia Bridge in Jeddah. Speaking to News First the day before yesterday, members of this group said they had lost their jobs and had not been given adequate food or water for several days.
Now here's a look at what's coming up on the News First International desk this afternoon.
An 8-year-old boy among those killed in the explosion at the Boston Marathon.
We will get to the bottom of this, and we will find out who did this. We'll find out why they did this. Any responsible individuals, any responsible groups will feel the full weight of justice.
Now moving on to more local stories. About 15 homes have been damaged by strong winds that blew across several villages in Kahatagas Digiliya.
Strong winds were experienced in the villages of Miminnavala and Kubukwewa in Kahatagas Digiliya last evening. The roofs of several houses in the area were damaged by these winds. Residents say the winds persisted for about 2 minutes before they dissipated. However, no casualties have been reported. Chief Minister of the North Central Province, S.M. Ranjit, visited the affected area last evening.
Next up, the police are carrying out searches for the suspects who stabbed 2 persons to death and fled the scene in Sitinamaloa, Beliatta.
A clash had broken out last evening near a catchment area in Ilukmulla, Sitinamaloa in Beliatta. Our reporter says that an argument between 2 factions had resulted in the clash. 5 persons were also injured in the incident. Our reporter says the injured were admitted to the Beliatta District Hospital and subsequently 3 of them were transferred to the Tangol Base Hospital. A person who was critically injured in the incident was transferred to the Mathura General Hospital for further treatment. Meanwhile, an unidentified group attacked a business establishment belonging to one of the injured persons early this morning.
Meanwhile, 3 people died and 6 others were injured in an accident which occurred in the Lamalia area on the Avisawala Nuwara A7 road.
According to the police, the van travelling from Colombo to Nuwara fell off a 100-foot precipice at around 11:10 last night. The driver of the van was among those who died in the accident. One of the injured has been transferred to the Kandy Hospital for treatment, while 5 others are receiving treatment at the Nuwara Hospital.
Meanwhile, the Colombo Municipal Council has taken steps to conduct a special investigation into the standard of a building located down Maliban Street in Fort. Commissioner of the CMC, Badrani Jayawardena, said that the owners were instructed to remove the building.
The building located down Maliban Street began slanting dangerously when other construction activities were underway close by. Commissioner of the CMC, Badrani Jayawardena, said that certified engineers looked into the situation. Jayawardena added that it is the responsibility of the owner to take all safety measures regarding the building. The Commissioner of the CMC said further that local government institutions are vested with the responsibility of ensuring that these safety measures are being implemented.
Next up, the Department of Fisheries states that incidents of Sri Lankan fishermen violating the economic zones of other countries has increased rapidly. Director General of the department, Nimal Hettiarachchi, says that this has brought great dishonour to the Sri Lankan fishing industry at the international level.
දැනටමත් මොරිෂස් වල ඒ වගේම දියාගෝ ගාසියා වල මාලදීව ඉන්න ඒ වගේම බංග්ලාදේශ වගේ රටවල තරංගුවටපත්
A large number of fishing vessels have been taken into custody in Mauritius, Bangladesh and Maldives. Illegal, unreported, unregistered fishing can pose a huge threat to the fishing industry in Sri Lanka. We have created awareness about this. However, disregarding these notices, a majority of multi-day fishing vessels in the south continue to violate the economic zones of other countries. Therefore, we have been held responsible by many international organizations. We have been responding to these organizations regarding such illegal fishing activities.
මේ නිසා අපි ජාත්‍යන්තර වශයෙන් සංවිධාන වලට වගකීමට බැඳලා තිනවා. දැනටමත් මේ අවස්ථාව වෙනකොටත් මේ පිළිබඳව අපි සංවිධාන වලට වග උත්තර බැඳමින් ඉන්නවා. මේ නීති අනුකූල නොවන ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයේ යෙදෙන දීවර පිරිස් පිළිබඳව.
Meanwhile, a school student who went for a bath in the Kadamodara estuary in Ranna has been reported missing. Our correspondent said that divers from the Sri Lanka Navy are continuing a search operation.
The missing student is a 15-year-old CD Rashan Kumara, a resident of the Kadamodara fishing village. Rashan, who had gone to a relative's house, was reported missing at around 4:30 last evening after he had gone for a bath in the estuary. Our correspondent said that Rashan was a grade 8 student of the Kadamodara Junior School. The police media spokesperson office suspect the child may have been a victim of a crocodile.
The Sri Lanka cricket elections commenced at 10:30 this morning at the BMICH in Colombo. 147 individuals representing premier cricket clubs, district cricket associations, affiliated clubs and school cricket associations are taking part in the elections. And we now cross over through live Digi transmission to Sports First's Aaron Rajaratnam, who is at the SLC elections for the latest update.
Well, thank you, Madhushka. I'm here at the BMICH where the annual general meeting for the year 2013 of Sri Lanka cricket is currently underway. With it, the much anticipated Sri Lanka cricket elections to elect office bearers for the next 2 years running is also set to get underway in a short while from now. Now, we also witnessed earlier in the day several prominent members arriving here at the election premises, which included the outgoing president of Sri Lanka cricket, Upali Dharmadasa, together with also Thilanga Sumutipala, whose nomination was previously rejected for the post of President of Sri Lanka. And also, as we know, 147 voters are set to cast their vote in a secret ballot voting system under the watchful eyes of officials from the Election Commissioner's office. Now, also, as we mentioned earlier, Jayantha Dharmadasa will be running for the post of President uncontested due to the reason that several other nominations were rejected previously for the post of President. Same goes for Nishantha Ranatunga, who will be taking up the post of Secretary of Sri Lanka Cricket for the next 2 years as well. He is also the current Secretary of Sri Lanka Cricket. But also, when it comes to other posts, we have competition. Vice President, for the post of Vice President, 3 persons will be vying for that spot. That will be Asanga Senaviratna, Mohan De Silva and K. Madhivanan. And also for the post of Assistant Secretary, we have Hiranta Pereira, Priyantha Soisa and Bandula Disanayaka. And also for the post of Treasury, we have Nusgi Mohammed and also Isman Narangoda. And also for the post of Assistant Treasurer, we have Irwin Jayawardena together with Ajita Pascal vying for that spot. Together with these positions, we have 5 positions for Tournament Committee and also another 5 positions for the Tour Organizing Committee and also
And that's a wrap for the news. I'm Madhushka Balasurya. Be sure to join us throughout the afternoon for the 55 bulletins. Have a very good afternoon.